Coffee Cuties, we are back with another banger. And today we are going to talk about the microaggressions and hair discrimination we as Black women have to face in the workplace. So let's just hop right into it. So as we know, unfortunately, coily, kinky hair is stereotyped and stigmatized all around the world, but thankfully with laws such as the Crown Act, there are more and more measures coming into place to counteract some of this hair discrimination. Many Black women and men, by the way, have to face, and boys and girls as well, when it comes to school, and then men and women when it comes to the workplace. However, even with new laws in place and with a lot of positive change happening and things just moving along in a positive direction, nothing unfortunately is perfect, and Black people and Black women in particular are forced to hold a lot of this burden. So when I was doing my research on this topic, I did find a lot of statistics that back up some of the points I'm going to talk about and that I thought was just overall interesting. And number one is that Black women's hair is 2 times more likely to be perceived as unprofessional compared to other women. Number 2, more than half of Black women felt that their hair had to be straightened or changed or altered in some type of way to be successful within a job interview. So for example, even if you are deciding not to straighten your hair, a lot of coily cuties or women with curly hair as well said that they had to wear something like a low bun or something, basically something that will hide our coils. So number 3 was 1 in 5 Black women surveyed between the ages of 20 and 25 and 34 alleged that they had to be sent home due to their hair. That probably was the most shocking one, because sent home from work because you decided to wear your coily hair, that is absolutely insane. But the final statistic that I found is that Black women are 83 times more likely to report being judged harshly due to their looks and their hair compared to other women. All of these statistics are absolutely insane. And what is even more ridiculous is that a lot of this stuff is happening before we even get the job. So we have to face a lot of this hair discrimination before we even get our first check, before our first day. We have to have a lot of anxiety surrounding how our hair will be perceived in the actual interview, again, before we even get to work the job. So this should definitely not have to be a factor. And again, thankfully with things like the Crown Act in place, that is actually against the law to do. But the job should be focused more anyway on our skill set and not how we choose to wear our hair. But next, we're going to get into the actual microaggressions that happen when you actually do start your first day, when you actually do get the job, etc. So first, we're going to start with the definition of microaggression, because a lot of people clearly don't know what this definition is. They don't know when they're doing it, when they're not doing it, primarily people of other races, etc. So if they're watching this video, hopefully they can get educated. But basically, microaggression is indirect, subtle, unintentional discriminations against a more marginalized group. So Black women and men also, we have to literally mentally prepare ourselves to go into the workplace and just be prepared for how our hair is going to be perceived by our coworkers, especially if we are in the minority in this particular work environment. And this is definitely big in corporate America. Probably the most sector of careers and employment when it comes to a lot of this hair discrimination is corporate America. But we are forced to deal with some microaggressions that include people wanting to touch your hair, people want to ask, is your hair real? People saying that your hair looks ungroomed or wild, people saying that it's too wild overall or looks unprofessional, and just people overall just saying they just don't like your hair. So I was on YouTube and I seen a girl talking about a story where a black man actually, so he is very aware of our hair texture, everything in between, because they did not state they had any admixture or etc. This was just a full black man that decided to go to this black woman and tell her that he didn't like her hair and that it looks like a bird's nest, which she stated that she did roast him back. But what gives you the right to feel like you can come up to me and tell me you don't like how I'm wearing my hair? I'm not your woman. I'm not your child. I'm not your parent. I'm not your family member. I'm not your friend. We are co-workers. That is unprofessional to come up to me and say you don't like my hair while we talking about what's deemed as professional and unprofessional, etc. But I do also want to state that texturism definitely plays a role in all of this. So the kinkier and coilier the hair, the more likely, unfortunately, you are going to be met with a lot of these stereotypes, especially the quote-unquote ungroomed stereotype and everything in between, because these workplaces, they definitely hold up the European beauty standards to high regards, and they want everyone to conform to what they deem as quote-unquote professional and appropriate in order to have some level of quote-unquote success. So black women are forced to deal with this hair discrimination, microaggressions in many ways. Some do choose to assimilate into what is deemed professional, quote-unquote, or the straight European look, while others choose to fully embrace their hair regardless of the opinions of others. And there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to this, because black women, like I stated in many videos, are free to do whatever they want to do with their hair. However, this is a channel that pushes for beautiful curly hair to be embraced. So I definitely will give it a try if you are feeling a little nervous. I'm going to leave some solutions at the end, but I definitely would not allow others to deter me from embracing my curly hair, my beautiful blackness, my heritage, my connection to the divine, etc. Because oftentimes people are, for one, curious, which they should have been taught to keep their curiosity to themselves. Other times people are dealing with their own jealousy, natural hair jealousy, envy, etc. It's just so many things going on in the minds of other people. I definitely would not alter my mind, my vibe, what I got going to fit somebody else's standard, again, of beauty or success, etc. But when it comes to my own personal story, I do not work in corporate America, so the microaggressions that a lot of people are experiencing in that field, thankfully, I don't experience day to day. I am in nursing, and I can remember one time one of the clients that I was working for actually was asking me questions about my hair. I guess my hair was in braids. Sometimes I wear it and twist out of braids to work just to kind of keep it out the way. But I guess they weren't really used to seeing black curly hair. So they were shocked that I have coils, but as you know, coils up close look like curls. So they were like, wow, your hair is actually curly-ish. I guess they didn't know the difference between coily and curly, but they were kind of questioning whether or not I had curly hair, which the correct term would be coily. But I just answered the question, but then they want to go along a different day and actually touch my hair, which I had to decline that because I'm not a pet. I'm not a zoo animal. I don't want people touching my hair. I don't know where people's hands is. And if you kind of go on YouTube, also, there's like random videos on YouTube and TikTok of like people not washing their hands in the work environment, or people feeling like that is not necessary for hygiene. Just all type of things go into that. And just overall, I just don't have to really give an explanation at all. I just don't want people touching my hair, and that's on period. But some solutions is, for one, like I said it before, you are not a pet. You are not at the job for people's amusement. So you don't have to answer to no questions. You don't have to allow people to touch you in any way that you feel comfortable. You don't have to deal with it at all. You can just simply go to work, do your job. And if people are getting to the point where these microaggressions are becoming harassment, you can definitely choose to report them. You can, again, go to HR, because these are the Crown Act is actual laws in place. So you should not be experiencing any type of hair discrimination at this point. And if you are, you may have a lawsuit on your hands. So I definitely will follow up. Now, some women in the Coley community, they are a lot more patient when it comes to people of other races, other cultures, etc., or even people within our own culture that choose to be ignorant, and they will choose to educate. Now, again, that is a personal choice, a personal decision, because in my personal opinion, I feel like there is enough education out there at this point to where I shouldn't have to sit there and be your teacher and tell you how to be a full-on adult, tell you what's professional and unprofessional. You should know dang well we're at the job. You should not be trying to touch people's hair. You should not be making comments about people's hair, etc. You should just mind the business that's paying you and let me mind the business that's paying me, and worry about yourself. But another thing, such as the example that I gave earlier, somebody just flat out being rude, for example, telling you they don't like your hair or making comments like your hair look like a bird nest, etc. You can clap back and say something towards them that you may not see as flattering, etc. But I definitely will give a warning here, because there are a lot of quote unquote Karens, if you want to call it that, or just people that choose to report back. If Karen is an offensive term, I'm not trying to use it in an offensive way. I'm just stating that there are a lot of people that will report, and, if they're being aggressive towards you, they'll report it as you're being aggressive towards them. So definitely be careful. If you're going to choose to clap back, have some type of receipts, have some type of witnesses, etc., just in case people choose to flip it on you. But me personally, I choose the option where I wear my curly hair loud and proud wherever I go. I don't choose to conform to any type of society beauty standards. I am my own beauty standards. I choose to represent my heritage, my culture, again, my connection to the divine, and I refuse to cover up my curly hair in any way. If that makes people feel uncomfortable, that is something that they are going to have to deal with on their own time, because that don't got nothing to do with me. But I am more curious to know what the Coley community thinks. How do you deal with hair discrimination, microaggressions, just overall toxicity in the workplace? Because as we know, we got to make our dollar, we got to make our coin to live, to survive. So unless you are fortunate enough to either work from home or be an entrepreneur or something like that, which many of us will hope to be one day, or just find a way to make our own money, we have to go into the workplace. And these are issues that us as Black women do have to deal with. So please give any and all advice down in the comment section below. Let me know if there's anything that I left out, if you agree, disagree. Again, I don't police the comments, so everyone is welcome to leave a perspective. Also, be sure to like and subscribe on your way out. We have a lot more bangers to come, live videos to come, Discord. Check all that out in my bio, in my description. Also, Coffee Cutie mugs are still on sale, membership channel, just so many cool things going on the channel. So be sure to turn those post notifications on so you don't miss out on anything. But this is the end of this video, and until next time, see ya.